Hello, Ross here. Welcome back to another video. And in this one, we're going to cover everything that has to do with sponsors. So with our template community site right now, we have a template sponsors homepage. We have templated sponsors themselves, as well as categories for those sponsors. So we're going to go through and update those and make them our own. And then with those steps, we can add additional sponsors and categories to further personalize your community site. So to get started, let's go down to the fundraising tab. And from here, select sponsors. And this is where we're going to live. So we have all of these sponsors, sponsor tiers, categories for those sponsors, and then that sponsors homepage. So to start, we'll jump to the sponsors home tab. This is going to be where that homepage lives, and we're going to update that and make it our own. And like very many pages we've seen already in the various guides and videos, a lot of these steps will be the same. So we can update the sponsor's home name and the page slug, which updates the end of that URL. Provide that short description, so just describing the sponsor's homepage. And then that's going to update in the sample preview down below. And then as well, upload a logo or an image that you want for this page. And to simply check off that X and then upload a new image, or from the media library if you have stuff that you want to choose from. Otherwise, you can use the AI tool to generate an image for you. So once you've updated the information on this page, go ahead and hit save, and then we'll move on to the configuration tab. So with the configuration tab, we can start to update how the sponsor categories appear on the page. So we have the option to show category tiles. And right now on the sponsors homepage, we have two areas where our sponsor categories appear. On the left side, we'll have a list of all of the categories, as well as on the page itself, we'll have the category names and then the sponsors listed below. We can optionally choose to also show category tiles. And what this means is that the category will show up as a clickable object, a tile in this case, on the page. Once you click on it, it'll take you directly to that category homepage. And it's on that category homepage that you can then see all of the sponsors related to that category. The sponsors shown per category. So this allows you to set how many sponsors you want to appear for each of the categories on this page. Right now it's set to 3. So if you had, say, 4 sponsors in a category, you would only see 3 of the 4. You would have to click on that sponsor category to see all 4. So you can set anywhere from 1 to 10 or none to all. So we'll leave that as 3 right now, and we're just going to jump into 2 examples just to show you what the category tiles look like. So right now this is a sponsor homepage without category tiles. So on the left side we have those sponsor categories, community, and then the family and friends category. Then down below on the page itself, we have those 2 same categories, community and family and friends. So we can see the sponsors on this page. We can click view all to go to that specific category and then see all the sponsors related. And then just to show you what the sponsor tiles look like, here we have that same page, but with those tiles. You'll have the categories on the left side. You'll have the categories down below, and then now we have those tiles as well. So you click on the community tile, it'll take you to that category page, and you'll see all the sponsors for that category. So let's go back to the dashboard view, and we'll finish updating the settings here. So for the sponsors home description, very basic, just describe what this page is about. Then down below is the color highlight. So whenever you share this sponsors homepage throughout your community site, you'll have that feature card, and on that feature card we'll have this color highlight, just to differentiate between the other pages on your community site. So right now it's set to white, but you can update that, use the color picker, or choose a hex code and apply the color that way. So once you're done making changes on this page, be sure to hit save, and then we can move on to the next tab. And on to the media tab. So this is going to follow the same steps that we've covered in previous videos. And with every page that you set up in Community Suite, this media tab is going to be the same. You'll have the same options. So we won't go into everything in this video as we've covered it before, but please refer to the guide if you want details on any of the fields on this screen. So what we have right now is the media position full width at the top. So we have this big hero image at the top, and then below is going to be the content. So we're going to follow suit and we'll just keep that format. We're just going to update the image and then maybe look to adjust the aspect ratio or the height of that hero image altogether. But please refer to the guide if you want to learn more about all of these settings. So once you're done updating the settings on this page, click Save and then we'll move on. Next is the Layout tab, and very much like the Media tab, all the steps here are going to be the same regardless of the type of page you're editing. So right now this is the sponsor's homepage. The Layout tab is going to be the same. The Media tab is going to be the same regardless if you're creating a sponsor, adding a new static page, updating your marketplace homepage, whatnot. So just keep that in mind. So the steps are the same, but we will show you just how you can add additional content blocks. Simply just scroll down and we'll choose the add block to end. That's going to show that individual block page where we can then choose what we want to add. If it's just text content, or maybe we want to add more images and side content, or if we want to link to posts or link to multiple pages throughout your community site, you can do that as well. And just one last friendly reminder, this Layout tab does give you a sense on what the page looks like, but it won't be an accurate sense. And that's just because this is still the dashboard. We have the side menu that's taking up room, so it's not going to give you that full-on homepage view. What you want to do if you want to get a sense on what your page looks like is click on the preview on the left side here, and then that's going to open up to the actual page itself. So this is going to give you a more accurate sense as to what your page looks like, and you'll see right away that there are major differences. All the tiles are more uniform, tighter together, so it looks a lot cleaner. So that's just the limitation with the Layout tab, but just so you know, as you make changes, to just use that preview option to get a sense on what your page actually looks like. So once you're done making changes on this page, we can move on. And lastly is the Visibility tab. So there's not very many options for the sponsor homepage. What we do have though is the status. So right now it's live, and because this was a templated post, that was the default status it was set to. And what live means is that this page is accessible and visible to everyone that has access to our community site, so long as that the page is actually linked somewhere on the site itself. Draft, this just means that the page isn't visible to your audience. It's only accessible in the dashboard for your admins to work on and update content. Archived is very similar to Draft in that it's not accessible to your community audience. It is accessible in the dashboard. The key difference is that archived pages can be permanently deleted. So if you want to remove a page altogether from your community dashboard, you can archive it. When the page's status is set to live, you can also set a publish date. So if you don't want the page to go live right away, you can set the publish date, and then that page will be visible and accessible on that specific date and time. You can also set a hide after date. So if you want the page to only be visible for a certain period of time, you can set that date and time. And then after that date, the page will switch from live to archived. And then at that point, you can choose to delete the page. You can keep it, you can maybe update the content and then republish it. You're going to have all those options. So once you're done making changes, be sure to hit save, and then that is going to be the end. So now we've updated our sponsor's homepage, and now we're ready to dive into the sponsor categories and the sponsor pages themselves.